The SEC versus Ripple case, the largest case in crypto history to date. I told you I was going to do a video series on this case. This is the case I follow most. This is my largest holdings in crypto. Obviously, I'm very interested in what's going on and how this case ends. I'm going to be going through several aspects of this case, how it started, what's going on now, how I think it's going to end, and all of the little details along the way, including a bit of corruption, I believe, on the SEC's part. Let's get straight into this one. Hello everyone, my name is Sean. I am the Crypto Smith. Welcome back to my channel. If you wouldn't mind giving me a tiny little favor, like and subscribe if you want to see more content. That really helps my channel grow, and for that, I appreciate you. The SEC versus Ripple. So, when did this start? December of 2020, about 18 months ago, the SEC filed a lawsuit against Ripple, the company, alleging that they sold between 2013 and 2020, $1.3 billion worth of XRP tokens that constituted a security violation, basically selling them as securities. Also in that, suing Chris Larsen and Brad Garlinghouse, which are two of the executives of XRP, alleging that they've profited $600 million off of those sales of illegal securities. Now, we haven't really got anywhere to where there's been any proof, and nothing's been decided on whether they actually broke securities rules or laws or not. This case is just dragging on because the SEC loves to delay, right? They want to delay as long as they can. At this point, they know they can't win. So what they can do is they can delay and cost Ripple more money in legal fees and more market share as other crypto companies that they prefer get a free pass. Now, Ripple visited the SEC multiple times during that time frame, right, that they're being sued for, 2013 to 2020, asking the SEC for guidance. Hey, we want to make sure that we're not akin the law, right? We want to follow the rules. So help us understand how this all works and make sure that we're not doing anything illegal. The SEC never gave them guidance, never told them they thought they might be committing a crime or they might be committing securities violations. There was nothing of that. And the SEC even admits they've done nothing to help them so far. They also say the average person should have known that they were breaking the law by selling XRP tokens on the open market and using that to fund their company Ripple. Now, there may be a case for that. There may be a case that Ripple actually sold XRP illegally as a security. But we don't really know that yet, and we're not going to know that for maybe another year or 9 months. We're not really sure how long this is going to drag on. But on top of that, the SEC is alleging that all XRP tokens today, even those sold on the secondary market, are securities, which means these exchanges that are selling them are illegally selling unregistered securities. That's how they refer to them. That caused US-based crypto exchanges to delist XRP from their platforms, which had been on their platforms for years, causing the price to absolutely plummet. The SEC, who is supposedly out there to protect the investor, literally crashed the investor's market value overnight by filing this lawsuit when they've given no guidance to the company Ripple prior to them filing the lawsuit. Now, that obviously did not sit well with Ripple, who has billions of dollars. They said, we're going to go ahead and fight this one. Now, you should know that most companies who come up against the SEC, no, they really don't have a fighting chance. The SEC is funded by taxpayers, you and me. We pay for this. They decide, let's just take the slap on the wrist, let's pay a big fine, and we can move on, right? Maybe we'll make some adjustments, they'll correct whatever needs to be corrected, and they'll just settle and move on. The SEC, they get a big stack of cash, and they can go out and gloat and claim a win. And that's generally what happens to most companies. They don't want to fight the SEC because they know they can't win. The SEC is not going to go away. They're not going to run out of your and mine money. So they, instead of trying to fight and and win, even if they think they're right, it's much easier for them to just pay the fine and move on. What determines a security? And I'm just going to go through this very quickly because this is all very boring and droll. So the Howey test, which is how they determine whether a security is a security, came about, 60, 70 years ago. There are 4 prongs to the Howey test that all must be met in order for it to be labeled a security or considered an investment contract. The Howey test states, number 1, has to be an investment of money. Okay, pretty clear and easy. Number 2, has to be a common enterprise, which generally means that I as an investor or you as an investor are expecting the company who's offering the security that they're going to hire third parties that are going to help grow the value of the company, which is then in turn going to grow the value of my investment. Okay, that's to be expected. Expectation of profit goes on right along with that. That's the number 3 part of the Howey test. That makes complete sense, right? You're expecting profit. I gave you money to build a company. You're going to hire people to help you build a company. And in turn, I'm going to get a return on my money. Number 4, it has to be derived from the efforts of others. So you're expecting that other people are going to do work, create value, and in turn, raise the value of your investment. Okay, all these are very basic, but you have to meet all 4. The SEC alleges that Ripple has checked off each of these boxes, and therefore it's a security. And Ripple and their lawyers have determined that they have not met the requirements of the Howey test. So that's all we're going to go about the Howey test. Now you learn something new. So in Ripple's defense, here is how they've laid it out so far. First of all, they told the SEC, you can go screw yourself. We have big, deep pockets, and we're going to fight you because we know we're right and you're wrong. And you came at us sideways, even though we asked you specifically to help us understand the laws so that we are not doing anything illegal and we are not committing any securities violations. So the first thing they've come up with is the SEC never warned them or gave them notice that they were doing anything wrong, even though they'd met with the SEC several times. This is what is known as the fair notice defense. Okay, and you're going to hear this going forward. It's going to be one of the big keys in this case, the fair notice defense. I'm going to be mentioning that many times in the videos to come. Also, the Ripple lawyers noted that they were unfairly targeted to give other crypto projects priority and a head start in the marketplace. The thought is, and this is not proven yet, but they're alleging that the SEC is working with other cryptocurrency projects out there, Ethereum. They viewed XRP as a competitor, so they wanted to slow XRP down. So how do they do that? Well, the SEC just goes ahead and files a lawsuit. That's going to take XRP off of exchanges of a lot of different places around the world, thus crashing the price and losing market share out there in the crypto space. Their lawyers also mentioned that the SEC is linked to Ethereum-based law firms that represent Ethereum companies. Consensus is one of them. Clayton and Hinman, 2 names you're going to hear going forward. They are former SEC heads who are getting paid from law firms who represented ETH or Ethereum-based companies while they were at the SEC. And Clayton, who voted to file this lawsuit literally right before he left the SEC, he went on to go work at one of those law firms. So now I'd like to go back to 2018. So Bill Hinman, former head of the SEC, June 14th, 2018, gave a speech at the Yahoo Finance Crypto Summit, basically saying they didn't think Ethereum and Bitcoin were securities and they weren't going to go after them as securities. So basically giving them a free pass. Now, this is also something you're going to hear going forward. It's called the Bill Hinman Ethereum Free Pass Speech, or just the Free Pass Speech. So basically saying, hey, Ethereum and Bitcoin are really off our radar. We don't really consider them securities. Feel free to invest at your whim. That caused Ethereum price to spike, as you can imagine. Now, something in the crypto market finally had clarity from the SEC that it's free and clear to get out there and spend your money as you want with no pushback from the SEC. And later that same year in 2018, Bill Hinman was giving another speech at Georgetown University. He declared that his speech got so much attention because it was the first time that we didn't view Ethereum as a security, right? So he's saying we. He didn't say I. Now, this is important because during this lawsuit, it is alleged by the SEC that Bill Hinman's speech was his personal opinion and not actual market guidance from the SEC. You probably had the same reaction that I had when I first heard that. How could he, who was currently at the SEC, how is he not giving market guidance with his speeches in public? So here's how it goes. We find out that there are 63 different emails and people involved helping him at the SEC formulate his speech for personal opinion. I'm not sure how that works. When I usually give my personal opinion, I normally have between 100 and 200 people helping me and guiding me on my personal opinion and how I should give that and how I should phrase the words in this and the ideas that I have. That's a joke. Obviously, I don't have that many people. I only have my wife telling me what my opinion is. Sorry, honey. So anyway, that's what we're dealing with right now in this. It is delay after delay. I've given you how it started, what the defense is, what the SEC alleges. So far, nothing has been proven other than the fact that the SEC loves to delay, and they've dragged this thing out as long as they can. They've gone through their motions and their depositions and their discovery. And I'm going to go over part of that. A lot of it's very boring and procedural stuff. We're going to find out how much time is actually spent on these Bill Hinman emails and how critical they were to the formulation of his personal opinion. At first in this lawsuit, they alleged that they didn't have to give up the emails because it was deliberative process privilege. Say that 3 times fast. What that basically means is that the SEC didn't want to give up information about how they formulate their opinions or the inner workings. So they said to the judge, we can't give up these documents because of DPP. The judge, weeks later said, nope, sorry, not buying it. And then they came out and said, well, we don't really need to give up these documents because it was just Bill Hinman's personal opinion anyway. And the judge said, nope, don't buy it. And now their latest thing, and we're going to get into this in more detail later on, their latest thing is, well, we can't give you these 63 emails because attorney-client privilege, right? Which, of course, everybody in the legal world just said, what? That makes 0 sense. Bill Hinman was at the SEC. He was the head of the corporate finance department, so he is the SEC. So the lawyers there just can't be giving themselves legal guidance, right? And the judge, as we learned yesterday, isn't buying that either. So the SEC is in real trouble in this case right now. But I'm going to lay out some things in a couple of videos about the alleged fraud and corruption by the SEC, and then basically how this thing is going to end. And this is not going to end well for the SEC. They're going to lose this case and probably lose it badly if they try to take it to trial. So we are hoping for a settlement where the SEC is going to basically give up and say, okay, we're not going to give you those documents because clearly there is something in those emails that they do not want to come to light. Obviously something very bad for them. So they are doing everything they can and spent most of their time trying to defend giving up those emails. So that's where we're at right now. I hope this is as exciting for you as it is for me, but I doubt it because I'm kind of a nerd and I'm a little weird that way. But this is what's going on. It's very fascinating on how this works. I love the fact that Ripple is taking it to the SEC. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I made it a bite-sized piece of this lawsuit that you can understand, and look forward to the next video I'm going to do. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a great night.